And it's that time again to welcome you to the early morning Sunday show. The show that's been going on forever and ever. And for some, it's like way too long. But I'm still here, still doing it. So, yeah, having a good time too. So, welcome. Today, there's got music from the UK. Oh, going South Africa. Not more UK. And we're going to do Brazil. Yeah, nothing from the U.S. I don't know what happened there. I guess the U.S. didn't have a whole lot going on as far as music, so we're just going everywhere else in the world. So yeah, let's hold on tight. It's going to be pretty good. Okay. Hey, I got one more week of work. Well, okay, we have to close up, but 1 week we start, we pretty much shut down most of our pools. There's some that have asked for extended season, but lock it up and then it's the closing thing. And then, I don't know, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for quite some time until next season. I guess work on contracts and stuff, try and get more people to sign up for our service. But yeah, thank God summer's over. Whew, wow. Yeah, that was quite the ride, but it got really good toward the end. In fact, today, the other day, I was just sitting in my office and go, God, there's really nothing to do. But now I actually am out cleaning pools now. We're getting pretty short staffed as people are leaving. So, yeah. Eva and Grandpa's cleaning some pools. Heading this afternoon to the Broncos game. They're having a preseason game, so we got some tickets. We're going to go out and see that. Though it's still Go Lions. I am still big Lions fan. The opening's at Leadville. That's the highest city in the U.S., 10,000 feet, over 10,000 feet high, highest in the U.S., and surrounded by 14 peaks. Wonderful town, beautiful town, just an old mining town. I remember when I was a kid, we went there. It was kind of a little run. It was like a ghost town, and you actually could see stuff. Now it's all built up, and we were there. It was the finish of this race. They have 100-mile race that goes on. They start on Saturday, they finish Sunday, non-stop. They shut it down at 30 hours, and we're there and we're watching, and it's like it's the 29th hour, and there's just packs of people coming in. I mean, hundreds do this. What is wrong with these folks? I mean, I've done a lot of distance running because I was a distance runner in races, but 100 miles in the mountains? Whoa, crazy. But it's called the ultra marathon, and it's huge. It's one of the oldest ones there. So that was going on. But we took a train ride, beautiful train ride, beautiful scenery, really great place. So hope you enjoyed the opening. Again, we're Sharon, Colorado. Really enjoying our time here. Seeing the kids all the time. Well, my oldest son and his wife, they're always out doing something. They're always busy. I don't know. But I guess he's my grandson. But let's do some records, okay? And we're going to start with this. Nice Things Now, All the Time. And this is from a group called Crush. Out of the UK, Manchester. Rob Walker, if you're watching. Manchester band, you may know them. It comes in very dark green. It looks a lot lighter on camera, but it is a dark green, and there is absolutely nothing else involved with this. Yeah. So this is a 4-piece band, kind of shoegaze band. I guess that's where they're put. Shoegaze dream pop. This came out this year. It's brand new. Nice Things Now, All the Time. It's actually 2 EPs. One EP is from last year and one EP is from this year. This group, they formed in 2018, and they've had just a string of singles and EPs. So this puts 2 of the EPs together. The music, I guess you could call it sugar sweet melodies. Might be a nice way with this caustic noise happening behind it. Shoegaze, right? But a little bit different. They sing, a lot of their songs are about the confusion in your surroundings. Songs about nostalgia and letting go of the past. So what they're primary, singing about. What makes this a little different than a lot of shoegaze is these sweet, quiet vocals that are happening. They're wrapped up in distorted guitars, but the vocals stand out. Oftentimes in shoegaze, the vocals get buried down, and it's the guitars take over. In this case, that's kind of where I get some of this dream pop. The vocals are more forward. And I'm going to play a couple samples because due to popularity, man, it's double sample week. Double sample Sunday. Double sample Sunday. Yeah, DSS. Double sample Sunday. Okay, I like it. So, Crush. Brand new. Exciting music. A little quieter. Not, isn't like you're going to be pogoing or anything to this, but really beautiful stuff. So, check it out. Then, one of you that always watch my videos, Bug, that's the first part of his handle, Bug. He recommended an album. Now, a lot of you recommend to me lots of albums, and I try to check them out. If I could buy them all, I would. But I recommend so much great music from you folks. But this was a hard one to get. But I liked it when I pulled up the sample. And by God, I found one in Dearborn, Michigan. Well, they shipped it to me, but the group's called Crows. Crows, and this is a band out of London. And Bug had told me he's been listening to these guys and is totally enjoying them. This is dark, visceral post-punk. Yeah. It comes on shiny black, very shiny black. So we know it's not a special edition or anything, or collector's edition. But the name of this album is, what the hell is the name of the album? Oh, Beware Believers. Beware Believers. And it came out, this is their second album, and this came out in 2022. I believe they have an album coming out this year. So if you like the samples, something's coming out. The music is dark and raucous. Deals with dystopian future. They sing about faith healers, serial killers, mental illness. Okay, so sunshiny rock, that's what you got going on here. Not. But it's done. It's really good. It is dark, but it's powerful. You have Closer Still, which is an opening. I'll play a sample from that. There's just this powerful bass line that's going on. It's just packed with distortion. They're singing about the seedy London corners, or the shadowy corners out there of London. Garden of England and Only Time. Both of those. I'm going to play a sample of Garden of England. Intense punk. definitely is more punk than the post-punk, but really intense, packed with energy. Still this dark feel to it. This, when I think of dark albums, oftentimes I think of Joy Division. Kind of like Joy Division, but faster and harder. It's like mirroring punk, metal, and goth. Putting that all together, mix it together, and you come up with Crows. Great stuff. Not easy to get here in the U.S. In the UK, yes, it is, but they're not. Again, I really had to look to try to find how to get a copy of one of their albums. But Bug, thank you very much. Really good. Crows, truly enjoyed this. Great album. That's UK. How about we're going to switch it up. Let's go down to South Africa. UK used to be have South Africa too, and we have Stimela. Stimela, Fire, Passion, Ecstasy. And this group formed in the 70s. The main person, the guitarist, is Ray Phiri, Phri. Can't really say how to say it. He's the guitarist, but he's known because he collaborated with Paul Simon on Graceland and Rhythm of the Saints, so he was seen playing on them. Stimela, actually, when the band started, they were called the Cannibals. And the Cannibals began in the 70s, and they were playing in Mozambique. Things weren't going well in Mozambique, and they got stranded. Couldn't get back. For 3 months, they were in Mozambique, which I hear has good beaches, so hopefully they were able to see some of that. They finally wound up selling everything that they had to get tickets to get back to South Africa. They then changed the name to Stimela, which means steam train. There you have it. Wasn't that fun? So in the early 80s is when they became Stimela. Fire, Passion, and Ecstasy is their fourth album, came out in 1984. This actually hit platinum status, so it was very, very popular. The music is Afro-funk fusion. I'm going to say that's probably the best way to describe it. It's filled with extended jams. There's only 6 songs, but yet they fill up the album because of these jams. There's an infectious, hypnotic groove going on. You have jazz funk guitars happening on here, Afro soul, funky synth boogie sound also. Really interesting stuff. This was from look at that orange. It's a Vinyl Me Please exclusive. This thing, they've made only 200 of them, and this is number 52. No one's, we own 52 people bought it, I guess. I really enjoyed this. It's very 80s. You're going to get a good dose of 80s new wave type stuff, but the guitar playing is very, very good. I'm going to give you, I think, a sample. The first one is Mind Games, and then Fire, Passion, and Ecstasy. And so, yeah, something different. Always good to get from different countries. South Africa, I've gotten some great South African jazz and a few other things from them. This was good. Some soul funk. Okay, this one, I didn't know what to expect with this. I bought it. My friend Michael Christensen, which I dearly miss, because he was just a great time going out and getting records. Actually, best time with Michael is going out to eat, because that guy will eat anything. So he pushed me to the limits. But he loved this group, Jade Warrior. And so I saw Jade Warrior, and I bought it. This was one, they kind of said, it's a German press. It wound up, it was a U.S. press. But, well, you know why I bought it? I didn't buy it because it was Jade Warrior. I bought it because I wanted a vertical swirl. Yes, I know. I was kind of a suckered into that, but paid a little too much for this. But I love this album. This was really good. It's Prog. I liked a Prog album. Well, I like Jethro Tull. I guess they're Prog. I don't think of them as Prog, though. I don't know. I think of Prog as these long extended. They go on forever and ever and ever and ever. Not so much with this album. This was really good. Jade Warrior, out of the UK, formed in 1970, broke up in 2011, basically because the main guy died. But they are considered prog rock. This album is actually, I keep calling Jade Warrior. The name of the album is The Last Autumn's Dream. Last Autumn's Dream is the name of it. This is their third album. They said their first three albums is like a trilogy almost, like their best music. I don't know, because I only have Last Autumn's Dream. I'm taking their word for it. But what was interesting is the styles on here. It really does vary. I mean, it's just, you have just this hard rocking songs like Joanne and Dream Trucker. Joanne's just a screamer. Them guitars are amazing. I'm going to play you a sample of that. I was like, wow, what is this? It made me get out of my chair and air guitar the damn thing. Of course, the neighbors can see me, but, it's for their entertainment purposes also. Then you have songs like Obedience, and there's like a tambalas going on, like you're in India almost. It has that kind of flow, feel to it, but yet there's distorted guitars happening within it. Lady of the Lake, spacey, folk tinged type music. Born of the Solar Wind just has a very, very relaxed groove. Then you have Morning Hymn, super soft and gentle. A lot of flute happening here because one of the guys is a big flute player. May Queen, not Mary Queen. May Queen was, I'm going to play a sample of that one too. There's just these wonderful jazz guitars happening in there. And it's just these glistening chords and percussion going on. Just really great stuff. There they are. See, the guy plays the flute, and I handled it. I handled it quite well, I thought. And yeah, not bad stuff. I was surprised. I really was. I bought it for the vertical swirl. Yeah, that was the reason why. Well, I know Michael's talked about these guys, and he's found one. He found the vertical swirl because he finds them all the time. But I just gave it a shot. There is a lot of kind of mid or oriental type feel to some of the music in here. Obviously, you can tell by the jacket. That's what we're looking at. But yeah, wow. I'm probably the only one that hasn't listened to them. Everyone's going, well, geez, Steve, duh. But yeah, sometimes you try something old, I guess, and you wind up, wow, that was really good. So yeah, Jade Warrior, good stuff. Snake bites, cyanide sunrise, communist war cries, government unwise, snake bites. And the same final album. This was interesting. It's classical. It's from Brazil. And it's Heitor Villa-Lobos. I can't pronounce. I don't know how to. His first name's Heitor. Heitor Villa-Lobos is his last name. From Brazil, born in 1887, passed in 1959. Well, he had no formal musical education. He did go to a little bit of school in college, but he learned to play from his father, who was an amateur celloist. But he was so talented that he learned to play every instrument. He would just pick them up and start learning to play them. Isn't that crazy? And this lack of academic training made him gave his music kind of a free-ranging approach. Because he wasn't being kept down by, well, this is how you do it. This is, certain conventions that you follow. You got to do that. That didn't happen because he didn't know. He was just playing, man. It's on Angel Records. It's kind of pretty label, isn't it? So one of his favorite people in the whole wide world is Bach. And it is his favorite composer. In fact, he puts here, and this is the Bacchianus Brasileiros. Bacchianus Brazil. So Bach in Brazil. Right there he goes. He goes, this comprises of 9 suites written between 1930 and 1945. They're dedicated to the great genius Johann Sebastian Bach, who Villa-Lobos believed to be a universal and rich folklorist, source deeply rooted in folk music of every country in the world. He called Bach a mediator among races and explained this is a special kind of composition inspired by the musical atmosphere of the folk music of Brazil's northeastern region. Yeah, I love Bach. I think Bach is truly wonderful and just relaxing. And so did he. And, he thought of Bach as, dealing with folklore. So that's what this is about. There's 9 movements. Now, this doesn't have all 9 movements, okay? I'm sorry, but you don't get that on here. I guess that'd have to be a 2-record set. But you do have a few of these suites that are on here. Movement 1 and 2, and this has movement 2. It's just they're cello oriented and has a very folk feel. I think I play you part of 2. Then they have movement number 5. And movement number 5 has the soloist come in. Michael P. Dawson. He could pronounce all of this because Michael P. Dawson makes everything sound right when he pronounces stuff. Check out his channel. But she's singing on here, and she is a soprano. She's being backed up by 8 cellos. The part that I really found interesting is she starts to. It's not really saying words. It's like mimicking bird songs. She's making noise that's like the birds are singing. And it was actually very colorful. It was very interesting. I absolutely enjoyed that. The last movement's about a little train to Caipira. God, my Portuguese just is not good. But it's about a train journey. But the whole album is about the northern part of Brazil, trying to celebrate the folk tunes that are there, but in the classical setting. Really interesting album. I bought it because, well, look at that. It has a toucan. And the name, I had no idea who this was or anything about this. And so I thought, well, I just need to find out, and really enjoyed it. So. that's what we got this week. Double samples. Holy smokes. I'm telling you. Wow. You lucky bastards. But thank you for dropping by. Last week, I had a couple videos. So, check those out. My 1992. Which was 1991 I did. And then, of course, my last record store tour. Got another record store tour coming up. So be on the lookout for that. Check out my podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records. I do with Jim Gleason on Sundays. And we have a really good time. And we keep it under an hour. Because Jim will edit it to make sure we're under an hour. Good man. And he puts in a playlist. So thank you, as always, for tuning in. Always appreciate it. And have yourself a wonderful week, because I only got 1 week left of pool cleaning. Bye.